Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut for getting up to speed on complex topics using the sources you suggest.
Exactly. And today, we got a really interesting one.
Yeah, definitely diving into something different today, based on your suggestion. The Gospel of the Flying Spaghetti Monster by Bobby Henderson.
Mm-hmm. It offers a, well, let's say, alternative view on human anatomy and evolution.
It certainly does. Forget the textbooks for a moment, because this source claims we didn't evolve from primates in the usual sense.
Right. It posits that humans evolved directly from pirates, who were apparently the original Pastafarians and, quote, absolute divine beings.
Divine beings. Okay. So our mission for this deep dive is to look at 5 specific body parts, wisdom teeth, male nipples, goosebumps, appendix, tailbone.
And see how the gospel explains them through this Pastafarian pirate lens.
Let's jump in. So first off, how does the gospel handle mainstream science, like evolution?
Well, it kind of waves it away as only a theory. There's even this playful idea that maybe the flying spaghetti monster, the FSM, has been subtly changing scientific results.
With his noodly appendage, right?
That's the one. Maybe messing with the carbon dating, things like that.
Could be a test of faith, perhaps, or just a divine sense of humor.
Possibly. And, central to this is the DNA claim.
Oh yeah, this is wild. The gospel says humans share 99.9% of their DNA with pirates.
Which it contrasts with the, roughly 95% shared with chimpanzees?
So that's presented as pretty strong evidence for the pirate ancestry idea.
It's definitely a cornerstone argument for Pastafarians. And you could say a bit of a satire on how we sometimes use statistics or evidence.
Right, and these pirates, according to the gospel, they weren't the villains we often think of.
No, not at all. They're described as peace-loving explorers, spreaders of goodwill. Apparently, they used to hand out candy.
Handing out candy. Okay. And they were the first followers of the FSM.
Hmm. And believers are encouraged to wear full pirate regalia to honor them. There's even a link made between the decline in pirate numbers and, global warming and other problems.
Interesting correlation. So, okay, with that picture of our supposed pirate ancestors, let's look at these body parts, starting with wisdom teeth.
Yeah. So normally we think they're kind of useless, often get impacted, cause problems.
Right. Annoy you.
But the gospel says no, they were vital. Extra grinding power for a tough pirate diet hardtack and such? Maybe.
Okay, that makes some sense. But there's more, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. The really piratey function. Holding a knife securely in your mouth.
Holding a knife.
In your mouth.
Yeah. Keep your hands free for climbing ropes, swinging swords, pirate stuff.
Wow. Okay. What about male nipples, then? They seem pretty functionless.
Not for a pirate, apparently. According to the gospel, they were like portable weather stations.
Weather stations? Seriously?
Yep. Gauging wind direction and temperature based on nipple stiffness. Okay. Resourceful, I guess? What's the Pastafarian take on goosebumps? Just leftover fuzz reflex?
Nope. Think seafaring. The idea is that goosebumps increase your skin's surface area.
Okay, why?
For buoyancy. Gives you a little extra float if you, say, fall overboard into chilly water.
Huh. Buoyancy. Never heard that one before. Right, the appendix. Usually dismissed as this vestigial little pouch, maybe some minor immune function.
The gospel gives it a much more exciting job. A secret internal pocket.
A pocket for what?
For hiding gold, jewels, small valuables, secure storage. It even suggests this is where cough it up comes from.
Cough it up. That's certainly memorable. Okay, last one. The tailbone, the coccyx. Just a leftover tail nub, right?
Standard view, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But for the gospel's pirates, it was crucial.
Crucial how?
It served as a structural anchor, a leverage point for a unique pirate combat style.
Which is called?
Ass fighting.
Ass fighting. Got it. It's quite the image. So the FSM is behind all these interpretations.
Seems so. Either guiding evolution this way, or maybe these are features left deliberately inconsistent with science. Again, perhaps as a test of faith.
Or maybe reflecting the FSM's own creation process. I think the book mentions he might have been drinking heavily during creation.
That is mentioned, yeah.
Yeah.
Adds another layer of, let's call it divine character.
Okay, so summing up, the gospel reinterprets these 5 features: wisdom teeth, nipples, goosebumps, appendix, tailbone, not as evolutionary leftovers, but as functional remnants of our pirate past.
Exactly, and the message is pretty clear. Trust this account, the gospel, over what secular science might tell you about these things.
Right, so maybe something for you, the listener, to mull over. How different belief systems, different frameworks can look at the very same biological
Then
facts.
come up with completely different explanations. It really makes you think about evidence, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
how we interpret it.
Definitely food for thought, or perhaps pasta for thought.
Indeed.
Thanks for taking this rather unusual deep dive with us today. Join us next time for another exploration.